While spending time with family and friends can be uplifting and joyful for some, it can also bring back old scars and fears from childhood. Many INFJs have been anxious about family dinners, holiday parties, and uncomfortable conversations with friends and family. How do INFJs cope with friends and family members who appear to be set in their ways and unwilling to change their minds? When people state their beliefs or make snap judgments, how can INFJs preserve their inner strength and calm? How can they be loving and caring to their loved ones while keeping appropriate limits in place? Today I'm talking about the top 7 ways INFJs can handle closed-minded friends and family. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Hit that subscribe button to get daily videos created to give you the tools to level up your life. If you're an INFJ, you are especially sensitive to other people's perspectives. Because of their ability to alter views and grasp emotions, their natural technique of absorbing information is commonly referred to as perspectives. An INFJ wants to comprehend each individual's place in the world and connection to others. Since childhood, there has been a keen interest in why people react the way they do, what needs are unfulfilled, and how this affects behavior, and what a person's subtle indications reveal. They cringe when people make snap judgments or neglect to put themselves in other people's shoes, because this is their natural way of digesting information. INFJs have a natural ability for empathy as long as they're at an intermediate to mature level of development, and they're bothered when others don't have it. They want to encourage everyone to slow down and imagine things from the perspective of another person, allowing them to sink in fully. INFJs have a natural sense of the emotional temperature of a room. In addition to their talent for perspectives and depth of understanding, INFJs have the ability to read people's emotions and make adjustments to improve their well-being or overall mood. This could lead to an INFJ adjusting too easily when they should be standing firm. An INFJ may be tempted to shrug it off or simply absorb and take it if someone is being condescending or dismissive. It's crucial to know when to disregard an offense and when to defend themselves, and understanding that distinction might be difficult at times. It's also okay to cut ties completely if you're dealing with an emotionally or physically abusive family or group of friends. Number 7 today on how to handle closed-minded friends and family is fear and deep-seated anxiety are major culprits of closed-mindedness. A more sensitive, delicate core is frequently hidden behind the judgmental exterior demeanor of others. As you may or may not know, when someone insults you or gives you grief, it usually has less to do with you and more to do with them. It is frequently a projection of something that the other person carries deep within them. When it comes to being closed-minded, there isn't much of a difference. People like this are frequently coping with their own internal conflicts and aren't aware of or mature enough to deal with them effectively. If you're dealing with a closed-minded friend or family member, keep in mind that their viewpoint is frequently obscured by their own issues and typically has nothing to do with an INFJ. This is still frustrating and draining, but keeping this in mind can help maintain that inner peace. Next up, and number 6, is it's not an INFJ's responsibility to change anyone's behavior. Don't waste your time attempting to correct or persuade your family members to change their minds. Most of us are aware that altering anyone, particularly those who have no desire to change, is practically impossible. Growth and change come from within, and it takes a very strong individual to accept that they are wrong and then take action to correct the situation. The majority of closed-minded people are closed-minded about everything, including their own feelings and thoughts. Your remarks will fall on deaf ears until they are willing to admit their mistakes and make a willing change for the better. You may feel obliged to help as an INFJ, but keep in mind that it must originate from within the other person, and that is a difficult hurdle to overcome. Coming in at number 5 on today's list is INFJs are not defective because they have a creative mind and the capacity to identify multiple points of view. Please don't question yourself because someone else is closed-minded. INFJs have a lot to offer the world. They must lean into and trust their introverted intuition. Introverted intuition rarely takes them down the wrong path. As you may know, and this is especially true when dealing with close-minded relatives and family. Others may not perceive what an INFJ sees, but it doesn't imply they should discount or ignore what their gut is telling them. In reality, that is precisely the time when they must guarantee that they are paying attention to their intuition. It's probably not right if it doesn't feel right. Just because other people don't understand it doesn't mean it isn't valuable. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation and hit that like button. That signals YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Next up, in number 4, is INFJs have only two things within their control: their interpretations and their reactions. As I said earlier, no matter how much INFJs want someone to understand them or see their point of view, if others aren't willing and open to it themselves, it will most likely be a lost cause. The way INFJs interpret and react to certain situations is something they do have control over, however. When dealing with someone who is closed-minded, it's important to be aware whether someone is simply trying to trigger them or get them caught up in their own drama. INFJs are not obligated to respond to or interact with questions that are dismissive, condescending, or narrow-minded. You may be right, I'll think about it, or you've brought up some good points for me to think about are all respectable ways to diffuse a dispute. However, only say these things if you truly believe them. Starting our top 3 today is INFJs will be able to have greater compassion for others if they're compassionate with themselves. One of the calling cards and gifts of INFJs is compassion for others. It can be difficult for them to remember this while they are engaging with friends or relatives who aren't open-minded. It can be even more difficult to ensure that they have compassion for themselves. INFJs must remember that their feelings are real and must not be dismissed. They will become a lot more open and understanding of themselves if they can pay attention to what they are feeling, respect it, and trust that it is a method to help their introverted intuition. This will give them the confidence and capability to deal with and handle situations and people who aren't open-minded. In the runner-up spot and number 2 today is going outside and taking a few deep breaths can be really relaxing. INFJs enjoy spending time alone and in silence. It's especially vital when they're dealing with others who don't understand or respect them. If things start to get heated, it's essential to step away from those people and find some alone time to collect their thoughts and recenter. In certain instances, deep breathing, being in nature, or going for a walk can be immensely helpful, and it also allows the other person to take a step back and assess the situation as well. Of course, only if they are willing. Topping our list, and the number 1 way an INFJ can deal with close-minded friends or family members is INFJs are not responsible for what other people think of them. It's true, it's not an INFJ's responsibility to change the way people think of them. Like I mentioned earlier, changing a person's views or opinions is incredibly difficult. Only if they are open and willing to make that change themselves will it actually happen. INFJs need to be mindful to not waste their time and energy on those people who don't spend time and energy on themselves. Like banging your head against a wall, it can be incredibly draining and frustrating for an INFJ to constantly try to change other people's viewpoints of them when they have no interest in doing so. It's important for an INFJ to recognize that and to move on from those situations as quickly as possible, saving their time and energy for those people who actually value their unique capabilities and actually want to better understand. Above all, an INFJ must protect their inner peace. If you're preparing for a tough family gathering, you might need a lot of support. A specialist could help you with counseling or simply having an unbiased third party to listen. You could confide in a trusted friend or family member about your worries and frustrations. You could also join a supportive online community, like our Success for Breakfast community. Before and after these gatherings with family and friends, take some time to relax. Get outside, rest, read a book, or listen to music that makes you happy. What are your thoughts or experiences when dealing with closed-minded friends and family as an INFJ? Leave a comment and let me know. You've got this, now go get it done. Grab yourself some more brain food to help you level up your life and click on one of the videos on your screen right now.